eyes on the Champions League. Will Man City make it back-to-back titles, or will Bayern or someone else come out on top? We're going to take a little look. And next... That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. Today, we're taking a look at, of course, Champions League group stages, match day number 1. Who's going to get off to a flyer? Who's going to get off to a stonker? We're going to take a little look in a second. Of course, if you're new, where you've been, smash your subscribe button back to all things Rovers related, Champions League related, world football related. We got it all here, boys, under one Ruski. Of course, what can we look forward to? Looking forward to Harry Kane up against Manchester United. We're looking forward against PSG against Dortmund. There's some of the zingers this weekend, of course, or this week, should I say. All to look forward to. But before that, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons. You know who you are. But anyway, let's get into it and talk about it in a bit more detail then, shall we? First and foremost, we're going to recap or remind ourselves of the clubs that make up the group stages in the Champions League. Of course, there are some familiar names and maybe some unfamiliar names as well. So let's get into it and have a look at, of course, Group A. So starting at the top of the hour, we got Copenhagen coming at you out of Denmark. We have Galatasaray, we have Bayern, and we have Manchester United. That's, of course, Group A. Into Group B, as a reminder, so Sevilla, Arsenal, PSV, and Lens, of course, coming at you out of the French top flight. Group C, of course, Napoli, Italian champions, Real Madrid, of course, runners-up, Braga coming at you out of Portugal, and Union Berlin. Bit of a surprise package, of course, as they continue their climb in Germany, of course. Next up, we have Group D. We have Benfica, we have Internazionale, we have Red Bull Salzburg, and of course, we have my Spanish outfit, our Real Sociedad. Next up, we have final. This is Group E. We have Atletico Madrid, we have Lazio, and we have Celtic, of course, completing an awkward Group E. You just don't know out of that one. Then, of course, Group F, we have PSG, we have Dortmund, we have, of course, AC Milan and Newcastle. It is that, of course, the group of death. That's right, dubbed by many around the world. Man City, Leipzig, we have Red Star Belgrade, Young Boys Bern make up an easy Group G for the champions there. And Group H sees, of course, Barcelona, champions of Spain, Porto in there, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Antwerp. That's, of course, the groups. Of course, we're reminding you guys, we are doing a prediction league coming at you from the official Champions League website. Make sure you get involved. It is free to enter. Bragging rights, of course, for you guys. See if you can outpredict me, the Prediction King. We'll see about that. But that's the link. Get amongst it. Cutley/UCL2324 should also be in the description down below. But we are gearing up for this one, so hopefully you're ready, because I am excited about this. Some bangers in this one to look forward to. So hopefully you're going to be just as excited as I am. So let's get into it and have a little look at what we're talking about, guys. These are the games, match day number 1 out of the Champions League. We're going to go through each and every one of these and predict our score lines, of course. Now, if you've not done this before, it is a piece or piss. Like I said, free to enter. Get in there, join the group, and of course, go through this, punching in your score lines. You can do it by hand, punching in 4-0, whatever, or you can go for these popular ones, just clicking on the button and that'll input the score for you. Piece of piss. So go through all of them like I am doing right here right now. And at the end, make sure you play your booster. Booster doubles your points for that particular one. That is the difference maker. That's what I kind of messed up last time. I didn't do my boosters on a lot of them, which kind of made it a little bit difficult for me. But anyway, let's get into it. You'll see as I go, and then we'll do this week in, week out, and we'll talk about it, of course, and how we get on. And we'll give you a running update on this one. So we're going to start with the top of the shop here as Young Boys Bern coming at you out of Switzerland up against Leipzig, of course. Bavarian encounter, maybe, of course, or the whatever you want to call it. Anyway, let's get into it. Young Boys Bern, managed by Raphael Wicki. That's a name from the past. Up against Leipzig and Marco Rosa at the Stadion Wankhoff. That's right, or Wankdorf. Sorry, Wankdorf. Never played each other, these two sides. Young Boys Bern, 83% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 18 games. They haven't lost any of the last 25 home matches. Up against Leipzig, of course, 83% form for them right now, winning 5 out of the last 6 games, looking red hot over in the Bundesliga, including a 3-0 win against Augsburg this past weekend. Young Boys picking up a 1-0 win over Neuchâtel Xamax in the Swiss top flight as well. Back-to-back clean sheets for them. In fact, them conceding goal in the last 5 games. Look red hot at the moment. Of course, they are taking on Leipzig. The odds for this game, the early one, 17-4 is the host here. 3-1 is the draw. 13-8 on is your Leipzig. I'm going to go with it. I'm going to go against the grain already on this one. Looking at the clean sheet history for Young Boys, they look airtight at the back. It's going to be difficult for Leipzig to come here and, of course, come away with the victory. I don't think Leipzig will lose. I just think I'm going to back the Young Boys here with a 0-0 draw, clean sheet, and taking some points out of this one. Next up, we have AC Milan against Newcastle. Again, both these matches over in Group... no, not both these matches. This one's out of Group F. This is the Group of Death. Of course, Milan coming at 83% form for them right now, just one defeated by 6. Of course, up against Newcastle, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 out of the last 6 as well. Of course, the Geordies coming just on the back of a 1-0 win over Brentford. That was, of course, just yesterday with AC Milan losing. Big loss over in Italy against their bitter rivals. 5-1 loss against Internazionale. The odds right here right now for this zinger: 29-20 is your host, 30-5 is the draw, 70-10 is your away win. Gonna go with the host here with a 2-0 win for them. Newcastle, will they travel well? We'll have to see about that. They need something from at least one of the away matches in this very difficult group of death here. So we'll see if they can start with this opening one. Shakhtar Donetsk coming out up against Porto this weekend, or this week midweek at the Volksparkstadion. Shakhtar, of course, managed by Patrick Van Leuven up against Porto and Sergei Conceição. Played the 4 times in 2011. Nothing for Shakhtar, 2 wins for Porto and 2 draws. Shakhtar, though, unbeaten in the last 5, 75% form for them right now. Porto, though, also unbeaten in the last 5, also 75% form for them. Looking red hot, the pair of them. Last time they played each other over in Shakhtar or whatever. Was back in 2014. It was a 2-2 draw in the Champions League. That was in Group H. Of course, Shakhtar picked up a 1-0 win over Obolon. That was on the 16th of September. That was just this past weekend. With Porto picking up a 1-0 win over Estrela Anadora, of course, in their top flight over in Portugal. The odds right here right now, we've got 10-3 is your host, 11-4 is the draw, 4-3 on is your Porto here. And back in the away side here with a 2-1 win for them. Porto, dark horse for me to go very, very far in this competition. I'm backing Porto to take the win. Next up we have, of course, Barcelona. They are taking on Antwerp coming at you out of Belgium. Of course, this game also on the 19th, which is of course a Tuesday. These two sides never play each other, but Barcelona look red hot right now, 92% form for them. They haven't lost any of the last 7 games. Winning 4 on the bounce, of course, up against Antwerp, who are unbeaten in the last 6. Mark Van Bommel doing a fantastic job for Antwerp, picking up 3 wins in the last 4 games, of course, including a 3-0 win over Westerlo. That was, of course, just this past weekend with Barcelona with a 5-0 demolition job of Real Betis. But, of course, you've got to back Barcelona here. 5-1 on for the victory, 11-2 is the draw, 40-1 is your long shots. Gonna go with a 3-0 win for Barcelona, and I'm also, right here, right now, playing my booster because I think Barcelona are too good to lose at home. Next up, we have Red Star Belgrade going at, of course, Manchester to take on the champions, of course, Man City. Of course, 100% form for Man City right now. Of course, they haven't lost in the last 22 home matches, red hot at the minute. And of course, they won 19 games in a row up against Red Star Belgrade. 67% form for them right now, winning 4 of the last 6. But they come into this on the back of a defeat against Kudakkai in their top flight. City, they'll pick up a 3-1 win over West Ham, of course, in the Premier League. Most recent 80-1 on is your, of course, your City. 11-1 is your 28-1 is your long shots. Gonna go with this again. You just don't know which way to go on the scoreline here. I don't think it's going to be as big as 5. I'm going to go with a 4-0 win for City on this one. And I maybe even have to switch my booster. Can I play another booster? No, I'm not. I'm sticking with my Barcelona on this one just because. Next up, we have PSG up against Dortmund. Come at you over in Paris. Played each other 4 times, these two sides, since 2010. A win apiece and a couple of draws. PSG, though, coming to this on the back of just a couple of wins at the last 5. 67% form for them right now. Up against Dortmund, of course, unbeaten in the last 6. 83% form for them over the last 6 games. However, unbeaten, in fact, over the last 19 games. They haven't lost any of the last 10 away games. Last time around in Paris, it was a 2-0 win for PSG back in March 2020. Dortmund, though, picking up a 4-2 win over Freiburg, with Nice picking up a 3-2 win over PSG, most recently in the top flight in La France. The odds here, 4-3 on is your PSG, 40-5 is the draw, and 7-2 is your away win. That's a win for Dortmund there. Tight on this one. Are PSG anything these days? They don't have no Neymar, no Messi. They do have Mbappe still. I'm gonna go with a draw. I'm playing it a little bit cautious here. One more draw here, and a big point on the road that is for Dortmund. Next up over Lazio against Atletico Madrid. Still on Tuesday night games here. Of course, the 19th of September. Played each other 3 times to 2007. Got 3 wins out of 3 for Atletico, but Lazio come to this with Sarri ball in a very big bit of trouble right now. Just 1 win and 6 for them. 70% form for them. Up against Atletico, of course, 58% form for them. Just 1 defeat by 6. Heading into this last time around, they played each other in the Europa League knockout stages. It was in Italy, of course, and it was a 3-1 win for Atletico back in February 2012. Lazio with a big 3-1 loss to Juventus in the top flight in Italy. Sarri ball's on the brink here with Atletico picking up a 3-0 loss against Valencia. Xhaka Rooney over in La Liga. The odds for this game, we have 90-10 is your Lazio, 6-4 is the away win, and 11-5 is the draw. Going to go with the draw here, 1-1 in the end. To split a very awkward game on this one. Next up, we have Tuesday, again, final up against Celtic. Of course, course, managed by Brendan Rodgers. Played each other just the one time. Since 2008, one win out of one for Celtic, of course. Feyenoord, 67% form for them right now. Unbeaten in the last 5, winning 3 on the spin. We get Celtic, of course, 75% form for them. Just 1 defeat at the past 6 as well. Last time around, Celtic pick up a 3-0 win over Dundee. That's live. Not live. That was yesterday. With Feyenoord with a big 6-1 win over Heerenveen, of course. So the odds right here, right now, coming at you over in the Dutchlands. 5-3 on is your final, 3-1 is your draw, and 9-2 is your away win. Tight one again on this one. I don't really want to go 3 draws in a row. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Feyenoord with the popular vote. 29% of the folks already voted have gone with that one. So take from that from what you will. Into Wednesday's games we go now. It's Real Madrid up against Union Berlin. Of course, coming at you at the Bernabeu, or is it the knockoff Bernabeu? Is it? I don't think they're playing in the Bernabeu, or are they? Anyway, these two sides play each other never. Of course, Real Madrid winning 4 on the bounce, 6-7% form for them right now. Union Berlin, though, back-to-back losses, including a 2-1 loss to Wolfsburg. Real Madrid, though, coming into on the back of a 2-1 win over Getafe. That was, of course, pre-international break. Taking on Sociedad right here, right now. Of course, pre-Champions League match. The odds for this game, though, we have Real Madrid 11-4 on for the victory, 4-1 is your draw, 13-2 is your away win. You're going to back Madrid here. Going to go with a 2-0 win, a bit conservative, a little bit of a hesitation on that one. I think Union Berlin will prove to be awkward. They don't know what to expect, I don't think, Real Madrid from Union Berlin, and there's still a bit of a mystery package heading into this one. Continuing Wednesday's games with Galatasaray coming at you out of Turkey against Copenhagen. Of course, Galatasaray spending big, got quite a few good names over there right now in Turkey, and they're looking right hot. Played each other 3 times, these two sides, 2 wins for Galatasaray, 1 win for Copenhagen, and 0 draws. Galatasaray, though, winning 6 matches on the bounce, haven't lost in the last 10 games. Of course, winning 5 home matches on a row up against Copenhagen. 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat at the past 6, of course. But last time around, over in Turkey, it was a 3-1 win back in October 2013. It was in the Champions League, it was in Group B. But of course, what's going to happen this coming week, midweek? Galatasaray picking up a 4-1 win over Trabzonspor with Copenhagen 2-2 draw against Nordsjælland over in their top flight. The odds right here, right now, we've got Galatasaray 5-3 on for the victory, 65 is your draw, 70-4 is your away win. Of course, this is just a tricky one here. Well, not really tricky. I think Galatasaray are going to win this one. But this group, what group is that? I'm going to remind myself what group it is. Group A, it's the top of the shop here. I'm going to go with Galatasaray. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win here. They've got goals in here, and I think they're going to be one of the teams you don't really want to play, especially at home. Difficult place to go. Benfica taking on Salzburg, coming at you out of Portugal. This is, of course, coming at you at Group D. Now, these two sides have never played each other, but Benfica coming to this on 1 defeat past 6. 83% form for them right now. Salzburg just 1 defeat over the past 6 games as well. Managed by Gerhard Struber, formerly of Barnsley, doing A-OK for them right now. Of course, 2-2 draw for Salzburg. Most recently, I was against Sturm Graz. Benfica pick up a 2-1 win over Vizela over in their top flight in Portugal. But the odds right here, right now, we've got Benfica 9-4 on for the victory, 10-3 is your draw, 13-2 is your way win. You've got to back Benfica at home. No brainer. Got to go with a 2-0 win with the popular vote once again. Sociedad taking on Internazionale, coming at you out of Spain. Now, these two sides, I've never played each other, according to my house. Sociedad, 67% form for them right now. Unbeaten in the last 6. Up against Internazionale, of course, winning 6, at least 6 on the bounce. Of course, 100% form for them heading into this, including a 5-1 win over Milan. Sociedad with a big 5-3 win over Granada pre-international break, but taking on Real Madrid today, which of course will probably go in the wrong direction for Sociedad. They'll probably lose that game. Sociedad 21-10 for the victory, 11-5 is your, 7-5 is your way win. I'm going to give into some credit here. They are favoured, as you can see, across the board. Going to go with a draw, though. I'm going to go with a 0-0 draw on this. Yeah, Sociedad are not serious contenders for this group, I would imagine. I think Internazionale should be too strong in the end once the qualification phase comes to a crashing halt. Braga taking on Napoli, of course, coming out of Portugal. Now these two sides, again, according to my house, played each other just the one time. Braga, though, 75% form for them, just 1 defeat past 6. Up against Napoli, 75% form for them. Back-to-back games now without a loss, without a win. Sorry, Napoli, though, pick up a 2-2 draw against Genoa. Braga, though, losing to Fluminense in their top flight, 3-1 loss there. A bit of a shocker, you would imagine, on this one. Of course, the odds, 60-5 is your host, 13-5 is your draw, 2017 on is your Napoli here. Again, difficult one. Going to go with a 2-1 win. Napoli will score, probably will win, and Braga will make it a little bit difficult, but 2-1 win for me on this one. Next up, we have Arsenal taking on PSV in London, of course, over in Group B. These two sides have played each other 7 times in 2002. We've got 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. Arsenal, 92% form for them right now. Of course, winning 5 of the last 6, unbeaten in the last 7 games. PSV, though, haven't lost in the last 12 games. They're on 92% form, winning 3 on the bounce as well. Of course, they have played each other 7 times, 2 wins apiece and 3 draws. 1 nil win was the biggest win for Arsenal, just scoring 4 goals in those 7 games. 0.57 goals game ratio up against PSV, who, of course, their biggest win over Arsenal was a 2-0 win. They've scored 5 goals in those 7 games, 0.71 goals game ratio. They did play each other just last year in the Europa League, and it was in Group A. Of course, they both upped their game, and they're in the Champions League this time around. Last time around, over at London, it was a 1-0 win for Arsenal. Of course, Arsenal pick up a 3-1 win over United. That was, of course, pre-international break. Take on Everton today with PSV beating Eindhoven in the Dutch leagues. 4-0 win there. Good victory for them. Actually scored 8 goals in the last 2 games, conceded 0 as well, looking airtight at the back. It's going to be a tough old game, this one. 5-2 on is your Arsenal, of course. 50-4 is your 5-50-2 is your away. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win on this one for Arsenal. Again, I expect the score as possibly to flip around when these two sides meet in the Dutch. And so Arsenal winning this one, PSV probably winning the next one. Of course, we'll see, though, if I'm right or if I'm wrong. Sevilla taking on Lens. Let's get into this one then. Coming at you over in Spain. Now, these two sides have never played each other, according to my Sevilla, though, absolutely shocking stuff right now. 4 defeats on the spin, 25% form for them right now. Lens also in absolute shocking form, 8% form for them at the moment. Both sides are desperate for something to go their way. Sevilla pick up a 2-1 loss to Girona pre-international break. They haven't played a game since the 26th of August, actually. So they're taking on Las Palmas today. They're expected to win that game, but still question marks about that as their form really rottens up. Meanwhile, Lens have already played their game. They lost to Metz, and they've actually scored just 1 goal in the last 3 games combined, looking very, very woeful for them. 2017 on is Sevilla, 5-2 is draw, 65 is your way. And of course, Sevilla will probably show up for the Champions League, but it's the domestic league that's a big concern. Going to go with a 2-0 win, go with a popular vote on this one to see if I'm right. And then we probably really got the game of the day. We've got the game of the whole bloody week right here, right now. It is Bayern, it is Manchester United. It probably is going to be a one-sided affair, if we're going to be completely honest with you, at the Allianz Arena. Kane and co. Played each other 7 times, 7-4. We've got 5 wins for Bayern. We've got 1 for United and 1 draw as well. Bayern, 3-1 win, their biggest, scoring 20 goals in those 7 games, 2.86 goals game ratio. Up against Man United, who, of course, 3-2 win was their biggest. 14 goals scored in those 7 games and 2 goal game average, of course. So, United, 42% form for them right now, just 1 win at the last 4 games. Up against Bayern, of course, 1 defeat past 6, 75% form for them. Of course, last time played each other in competitive action was in the quarterfinal stage back in April 2014. It was a 3-1 win for Bayern. Goodness gracious me. Of course, Bayern picking up a 2-2 draw against Leverkusen. United losing to Brighton at home. Of course, could the pressure be switching onto Ten Hag already? The odds right here, right now, for this zinger. We have 50-8 on is your Bayern. Of course, 7-2 is your draw and 92 is your away win. Yeah, let's go with a 3-0 win for Bayern on this one to take it to the bank. That, my friends, is what I've got for you in this. I've already played my booster, so don't forget to play your booster as well. And of course, we'll come back next week to see how I got on. Of course, see how you guys got on as we gear up for the next round of matches. And of course, don't forget, guys, to get your predictions in with the Prediction League code, free to enter. Of course, if you were there last week, last year, you know what we're doing. But until then, that's all I've got. Subscribe, thumbs up, smash the little bell. Of course, we'll see you soon when, of course, we come back for the next round of matches. But until then, guys, we're done.